Welcome back, travelers. Today is all about the spiritual successor of the late 90s farm sim RPGs, Fields of Mistria. Like with all my review videos, I won't make you wait until the end to find out if I think the game is worth it. Fields of Mistria is like every game you've ever loved in one beautiful package. The nostalgia that radiates while you play is like nothing else, and yet nothing feels like a copy of anything else either. There are nods to so many other games and a variety of media that you might not even pick up on all of them. So if you love Stardew, Pokemon, Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing, and just 90s RPGs in general, you are going to love Fields of Mistria. Because I know I do. Before we get into the details, I want to touch real quick on the Stardew Copy conversation. We know that the main comparison is going to be Stardew Valley. It's going to happen regardless of how different the games actually are. If someone says it's just a copy of Stardew Valley, then they have not played Fields of Mistria. If I were going to introduce someone to this category of gaming, I wouldn't do it with Stardew Valley anymore. It would be Fields of Mistria. And this is all the reasons why I think Fields of Mistria is worth it. First, Fields of Mistria has a vast variety of characters, not just in their personalities, but in their race and representation as well. Why are they all so cute? And this translates over to their character creation menu. I'm white, so this is coming from my own perspective, and I really urge you to look at BIPOC creators' feedback, but having friends coming to me crying over finally being able to choose their true skin tone in a cozy game broke my heart and made me even more grateful to Fields of Mistria for existing. Now, there is a lack of disability representation, so I do hope to see in the future some additions to our characters and potentially characters in town that have visible disabilities. But for now, in the character creation menu, you'll start with neutral pronouns and no gender selection. You choose your name, your farm's name, date of birth, and so on. You can also change your character name and pronouns at any time, as well as the name of your farm. This is such an important feature, not just for the trans community, but gender fluid individuals and others as well. I think we forget how important changing up our characters in a game can be when it doesn't affect us personally. We need to look outside ourselves, and the creators of Mistria seem to do exactly that. The base clothing options are a little limited in quantity, but they're good in terms of variety, and you do unlock more as you play the game, either by progressing quests or buying them from different vendors. And the hijab is actually called a hijab, not a headscarf. Moving on to accessibility, I am relatively able-bodied as a person, so this is going to be from my perspective. To start, they have a specific accessibility menu that includes weather particle effect options, screen shake and flash, menu bounce animations, and a free move option for if you get stuck somewhere and need help getting out. Within the audio settings, there's the play eating and drinking sounds, which is an awesome disabling option that you don't often see. Besides the menu itself, the game is 100% controller compatible and doesn't punish you in ways that feel bad. If you pass out at 2 a.m., you'll wake up the next day at 10 a.m. instead of 6 with less energy and health. That's it. No money is lost, no items are taken away from you, just time and energy. Now, if you do pass out from enemies, you will lose the rest of that whole day, waking up in bed the next morning, which might feel a little punishing, but I personally feel like it adds a lot to the immersion of the world, mainly because dying to an enemy is kind of hard to do. Unless you're not paying attention to your health, the game lets you jump over rocks, enemies, and even use your weapon to knock back their attacks, so it's not hard to avoid getting beat up. Which I should mention, not only can you jump over objects, you can also jump down hills, swim across rivers, and into the ocean. In fact, there's lots of items and places out there you're going to want to see. Technically, I'm about to move on from the accessibility section of the video, but I want to point out that literally everything is within the realm of accessibility. It's just that I don't think we consider that very often. In regards to walkthroughs and tutorials, the game will literally tell you everything you need to know built into the storyline. If you figure it out before they tell you, great, because you have the option to say, no thank you, I already know how to do that, and so on. But if you happen to not fully understand how a skill works, the game will guide you eventually. Bundles are under no time constraint. The rewards are given regardless of which bundle you complete next. If you miss a spring bug, it's okay because as soon as you finish a different bundle within that category, the next reward will always be given to you. There's no stress about missing out on items, having to wait the whole year to get them. Even unlocking the next section of the mines isn't restricted to seasonal items, meaning the pressure on you is completely lifted. It allows you to play the game at your own pace and in whatever way you prefer. I love farming and gardening in games. I really, really do. But in Fields of Mistria, I was able to focus on foraging and mining without being held back in the storyline or punished for my choices. Slow and steady or speeding through days, it won't really change how much you enjoy the game. I was discovering things my friends still hadn't found on year 2, and vice versa. Yet none of us were any further behind than the other in terms of story and game enjoyment. Besides gameplay itself being immaculate, the story feels fresh and exciting. Without too many spoilers, these are the basics. You notice a request from a nearby town where an earthquake has wreaked havoc, and they need help restoring it. While doing so, you and the townsfolk realize strange magic is beginning to flow through the land. Now you're tasked with helping to restore the town to its former glory and build your ideal homestead while discovering your own magic. Fields of Mistria is in early access, but could easily fool you with how polished and finished the game feels already. I personally cannot wait for the new romance options and to continue breeding colorful animals, decorating my house, and building beautiful friendships. While this video isn't sponsored, I do want to mention you can find out more at fieldsofmistria.com, including their roadmap and information on future platforms, because as of right now, their focus is bringing Fields of Mistria 1.0 to Steam before moving on to other options. Thank you so much for watching. Please ask any questions about the game in the comments below, and if you found the video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you feel like it, but most importantly, have a very magical day.